from living the life you planned with your spirit guides before you got here. It's always about the consequences in this world. Everybody needs to be accepted for who they are. How do you find people who you are compatible with if you don't let them know who it is that you really are? If you are hiding who you really are, how will you ever meet your real friends? And really, that's the whole point to this session tonight, is taking a look at that, realizing how much you have been protecting you. I'm talking about the real you, that you even forgot who that is. So who do we have with us tonight, Ray?
We have Heather and Mary Jan.
Great, you guys, great. Okay, so Ray, what kind of questions do you have? And do feel free to ask your questions. That's what this is all about. This thing about never being alone, knowing that you're not alone, and always being guided is, it's from not realizing that that was guidance. It's from not recognizing the signs and the signals along the way. Because you guys, this guidance shows up when you're not expecting it. So when it shows up, a lot of times you're going to say, I don't want to know that. I don't know how to deal with that. Why would that come through? Well, that's why what you do is you write down the guidance you got. You don't have to answer that question the minute it comes through. You just have to document what happened. Part 3 of my guided journey. It's all set to go. It's all about write it down. How did it make you feel? What did you realize? And then and only then do you have the power to take the action. All right? So that's what this is about. As far as recognizing the guidance when you get it, you're getting it all the time. It's coming through 24/7, 365. It's coming through all the time. You're just not used to acknowledging it. You're getting it, you're feeling it, you're acknowledging it, but you don't, if you don't write it down right away, it's going to slip through your fingers. Over time, you're going to get better and better at this, but the practice involves writing it down. Part 3 of my guided journey, my journal writing. All right. This book is critical to getting you there, you guys. It will get you there. You will know that you are always being guided and you are never alone. You will know it under the worst of conditions. You will know it under the best of conditions. Most importantly, you will know it in your day-to-day life. When life maybe feels boring to you or uninteresting, you're going to no longer feel like that because you're going to be catching it and catching it and catching it. You're going to recognize it. You're going to know it. And as you write it down in part 3, my journal writing, you're going to, upon review, you're going to see how it all ties together. It's all connected.
Well, that's good explanation there, but that's assuming that people realize that they're always receiving guidance. You know, I always talk to somebody who I wasn't sure who it was, but I knew they were there when I was a kid and growing up. You catch yourself having conversations.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're interrupted or not by somebody.
That's what people call self-talk.
Self-talk, yeah. And then,
yeah.
You know, somebody may or may not overhear you and say, well, who are you talking to? What are you doing? Are you crazy?
And you're not even thinking about what you just did.
Right.
Just like when you were a little kid and you were having this conversation with your best friends. Right.
So there's a difference between going out of your way to ask for help,
yep.
You know, ask your guides for help or ask whoever you think is there for help, and realizing that you're always getting guidance all the time.
That what Ray just said is so important, because I got to tell you that if you're paying attention and you're always, and you know you're not alone and you're getting the guidance, you guys, and you're writing it down as you're getting it, because you've got to practice it this way first to get really fluid with this conversation, this connection. Until you really get fluid with it, you're going to, what's the first part of that you just said?
Well, the difference...
Where you stop asking.
Right.
You won't need to ask.
Between asking.
Okay. You don't need to ask. You won't need to ask. You will already have the information that you needed, because your guides see what's going on in your life long before you do. You want to know why? They remember why you came here and what you intended to accomplish in your lifetime. They didn't get the amnesia. You did. That's another reason why they are such an important asset to your life.
Okay, so you go beyond asking for help and you acknowledge that there's these transmissions coming in all the time from somewhere, from somebody. You're not quite sure who they are. But what happens, that's the first step. You acknowledge that all this guidance is there for the taking. And like you said, the first thing you have to do is write it down, because you don't always recognize it as guidance, do you?
You don't always recognize it as guidance. That's number one. Number two is you will not always like what they just told you. Okay, I'm not talking about bad stuff, negative stuff, nasty. I'm talking about the truth. I'm talking about what is. Okay, it just is what it is. You may not want to know that the relationship with your boyfriend's not going to work out. Okay, so you didn't want to know that? Write it in your journal. You may not want to know that your boyfriend is selling drugs, okay? Or something like that that terrifies you because you have a child or two, all right? And this guy's doing this kind of stuff. That's what I talk about in Guided. How did I deal with it when it happened? That's what I continue to explain. How I worked with the guides in handling this kind of information that came through. Opportunities that came to me. When they come to you, it's now. It's right now. It's not next week or next month when you feel like it. It's now. Okay, how do you not miss that? It might terrify you. Am I ready for that? Can I possibly be good enough for that? Write it down. You can decide if you're good enough to have that, if it's good for you. As you review it a week later, you're going to know. A week's not too long. A week's not too long in most cases. You're still in that premium window period of the guidance being valid. All right, but you let it sit there and you go, I'll get around to it. I don't have time right now. I can't deal with that. I could never, take the action I need to. I would disappoint all these people. Consequences. That's the third reason that you don't want to hear the guidance. You don't want to deal with the consequences, either good or bad. I talk about in Guided, where I became an architect, a home builder, a general contractor, everything, in my early 20s without any formal education at all. And what were the consequences? Everybody that in my family, absolutely everybody tried to sabotage it. They tried to work against me. They collectively got together and tried to work me, as a whole to get me to cave in to you shouldn't be doing that. You should be a mother home with your child and there when your husband comes home from work. Well, thank God I didn't listen to that. Okay, because that's not the way I was guided to go. The guides saw what I could not. All right. So guidance sees what you can't. There is, as you move through this guidance, you guys, as you get your intuitive muscles going and you work with it and you trust it, you write it down first, okay? When you do that, you will absolutely benefit no matter what it is, no matter how difficult it may seem that you have to walk through that fire. You've got to walk through that chaos. You've got to face those demons, whatever it happens to be. My whole book, Guided, covers that on many fronts throughout my life. And how I didn't let that ruin my life. It didn't let me not be who I am. Okay? I want you to know that when you practice this and you keep doing the writing it down, it's going to become habitual for you. You will not be able to help being who you are when you realize that you're being guided and you are never alone. You will not be able to stop yourself from indulging in being who you are.
That's a good distinction you made. Once they hear the guidance, once they admit and acknowledge that they're getting guidance, it's not good or bad.
Right.
It is neither. It can be inconvenient. That's what they term as bad.
That's what people tend to do. It's not, I don't have time right now. And okay, well, that's going to cost you a lot. While you think you have a better plan, okay, so Ray, do we have any questions?
We have a comment here.
Okay.
Just a second.
Okay.
So if you get some guidance that's inconvenient for your life right now, that's where you start to make decisions on that guidance by emotion and not by intuitive.
Say that again.
If you get guidance that's inconvenient for your life right now, you tend to make a decision on that guidance by emotion rather than your intuition. What's best for you right now? You wouldn't get the guidance if you weren't supposed to get it at that time.
Say the first part of that sentence. It's a little convoluted the way you wrote that.
Well.
Okay, read the first part.
You get guidance that you label as not good, it's bad.
Okay.
But it's not really bad, it's just inconvenient right now.
Right.
So you have emotions around that.
Okay, that's where I'm getting hung up with what you're saying. So here's okay, I don't know if the word emotions is right. I just think that it's almost like this is your life to live. Let me explain it this way. This is your life to live. Your guides are there like buoys. You're out in the ocean and they're like buoys on the side of your boat, keeping you from tipping over, okay? Making sure that you're safe. And while that's going on, they're giving you guidance. They're giving you direction. Okay, that would be the compass in your boat. And the paddle, okay, that would be that. As far as, help me out, Ray, how did you start that out? Oh, that was,
inconvenience.
Okay. Oh, no, it was the first part of that. Inconvenience came last.
If you get some guidance that you think is bad, it's really not bad. It's just bad timing. It's inconvenient for you right now in your life.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and you make a decision on that guidance. That's not right. You're not following your intuition. You're following your emotions.
Well, what you're doing is you're running on fear.
That's good.
That's really what it comes down to. You're not willing to follow the guidance because what if? That's all I have to say. Instead of what is, okay? So you're either going, what if? You're what-ifing yourself to death, your life away, or if you're on the what is, hey, it is what it is. It just is what it is.
Right.
It's not convenient right now. The timing, kind of sucks, but it is what it is, not what if. What if gives you, it's your life. You live this life any way you want to. If you want to what if it into oblivion, then you never have to really pay attention to what is. You're going to suffer, you guys. You're going to find yourself in situations where you will not know what to do. And when you get a glimmer of what that is, you're going to panic. You're going to freak out. You're not going to be able to handle what is. It is what it is, okay? It doesn't matter if it's convenient for you at the time. The guides don't worry about that. They've told me in the past when I've worked with clients, they've said, it's not about being able to handle the truth or not. Of course they can. Everyone can handle the truth. It's just going to disrupt your life over here or over there. It's going to change things, okay? It's the person who's being presented with this guidance who gets the information clearly and decides to, what if, oh no, I can't do that. They're the ones, they decide. It's their life. They get to live their life the way they want to. Because you came into this world, not your guides. Your guides are hanging back. They didn't physically come here because they didn't want to be here, all right? But you selected this journey and this life. And you can do your life any way you want to. Your guides have no right to interfere with your free will. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. They don't tell you what to do.
That would cost you the guidance if you refuse to, if you what if it, instead of what it is. What is it? What is what is.
Yeah, I think the other thing people do is if they hear something that's inconvenient, they wonder, well, that couldn't be guidance. They wonder if that was guidance at all.
What if?
Right.
What if?
What if that wasn't guidance?
I mean, you can discard it all day long. Ray, we've got some action there.
We do. Yeah. We have some action. Who else have joined us here? Anna May's with us. And Kimberly and Bonita. And Von Ruben, Griffin, Karen, hi.
Very good to have all of you.
Heather says
yeah.
She learned everything she knows by inspirational writing with her guides and her angels, but she lost her connection after the death of her husband when I have taken a step back.
Okay.
So it was a crisis in our life.
Trauma.
Yeah, trauma.
That's trauma. And trauma keeps you stuck. It happens, you know, I mean, you miss him. Obviously, you do. And this is another reason why what you need to do, her name, first name again, Ray?
Heather.
Heather. You need to write down what's going on in your day-to-day life. This is your lifeline back to making that connection. And by the way, your husband is fine. He hasn't gone anywhere. In fact, why do you think you showed up tonight? You showed up. You didn't show up here just because you decided to do it. You've got guidance. You've got helpers all around you trying to, you know, get you to move in that true north direction so that you can have a better understanding of what's going on. So you start living your life again, Heather, again. All right?
Yeah, you know what's the most important things to write down? Those things that are odd or unusual.
That's right. Ray's right. Whatever's odd and unusual, or even what happened in your past, like when your husband crossed, to write about that. You know, there was something, why didn't you go first? I don't mean that, you know, well, I didn't have that, I didn't get sick, he did. But it could have been you that got sick, or you got in the accident, or something like that. Why did it happen the way it happened? You know, there's a reason why it happened. He didn't sign up for any more of this, okay? But you did. And you decided at this point in your life, where, you know, whenever he crossed over, that you would do this, whatever this is that you came in to do. You and your guides only know what that is, all right? You decided with your guides what that was, and that it would be you doing this on your own, or with a group of other people, or with some other significant other, or whatever. But you're missing your life by missing it. I mean, really, just write this stuff down. My Guided Journey, Part 3, my journal writing every day, 15 minutes a day. Write down about what is unusual or out of the ordinary that's going on. That is how you know you're being guided and never alone. It's those that show up. It's happening all the time. It's pointing you to move on with your life and why you're still here. Go ahead, Ray.
All right, Mary Jan says, Linda, I remember when I read the part in Guided when you were told to lay down in the grass, and then following that had an out-of-this-world experience. If the same thing had happened to me, I have to admit I would be quite nervous. But now I'm very comfortable with my guidance from my guides and angels. My question is, do the guides know the best way to reach you personally? I don't think they use the same way all the time.
Well, what she's talking about is what's unique to you in the way that they normally go about making contact with you. All right. They didn't in guided what you were talking about, referring to that energy surge that they ran through me from a platform they were on. I mean, it is what it is. This is everything. This is some of the things they told me while this was going on. That threw me off. Right. Let me think.
Well, they tell you what you need to know in the way you need to know.
Okay, here's what I wanted to say. That when that happened, I was 40, 39, something like that. I had many experiences that I talk about and guided before that age I was at. So they had been prepping me, preparing me. They had been grooming me. They had been guiding me and watching over me as I co-created my life with them. I didn't have a life just in this world. I had a connection to this guidance that I incorporated into this world, and that's how I accomplished the things I did. Got in, got out at the right time. You know, I was ready for that energy surge they hit me with that changed everything. Again, it's levels and layers and different times in your life when you're ready and they know you're ready and they take you to the next level. So it's not always going to be something like that, because that was a little bit more advanced. I mean, I was almost 40 at the time, and I had been experiencing them since 20 months old. So that's a long time, all right? So let's see what, I just wanted to get that across to all of you, but let's let Mary Jan's guides, Ray, talk to her about the way they tend to reach you the most at this time in your life. I want to specify that, because the way they reach you now, and the easiest way to reach you now, Mary Jan, or any of you, is where you are right now. As you progress and this relationship with your guides becomes stronger, okay, it's going to change because you are changing, because you are ready for more, okay? So here they go. This is where you are right now, Mary Jan.
Mary Jan, we want you to ask us questions before you go to sleep. Then, in the morning, write down what you remember from your dreams. It's easy for us to reach people through their dreams, yet most do not write down what happened, what messages they got in their dreams. It's a huge part of guidance that most miss.
Right. And what they've told me in the past when they work with people is usually in the beginning, when you're first working on rekindling your relationship with them, is they come to you. The easiest way to reach you for them is in your dreams. The way that they communicate with one another, your spirit guides, is through telepathy. They prefer to communicate with you telepathically. And you probably experience some of that intermittently, write it in here. But dreams is going to be your gateway to that more advanced communication. Write them all down. Go ahead, Ray.
Okay, Kimberly had a revelation.
Yeah.
I'm starting to understand that at first I thought those guides were here to guide me to have the best life, but I have been learning that I need to trust in myself more and not depend on them to tell me how to do everything. So now I'm not talking with them every day through the board. I'm just trying to listen with my heart, and if I'm having a really hard time, I will ask for a little bit more guidance. That's good.
That's correct.
And she said, I think so. We're all different and we understand life differently.
And I want to go back, Kim. You must keep this going, my guided journey. This is going to be the revelation that you're going to find your revelation right here in this book. My guided journey is taking the journey back. That's part 2, where you resolve the things that hung you up, that keep you stuck. Okay. But part 3, the journal writing, is an everyday occurrence, at least 15 minutes a day. Keep up the writing. Okay. Document the progress. Document the guidance that you're getting. That's what I just want to say. All right.
Okay. Anime joined us. Hi, Anime.
Hi, Anime.
And who else joined us? Carol Joyce Berger joined us. And Vivian says, hi, Linda. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, great.
So my question is, why do you do this?
Yeah. I do this because I believe in you, all of you, more than you believe in yourself. Imagine that. I believe in you more. Your guides believe in you more than you believe in yourself because they know who you are. And then I remind you of who you are. I don't tell you who you are. I don't tell you what to do. I remind you of who you are. This reminds you of who you are when you use it. When you write in it 15 minutes a day, you're going to look back and in review, and you're going to look and you're going to go, oh my God, I see this now. Of course that's me. Of course that's what I need to do. Of course that's to my highest and best interest. You're going to see it, but you won't see it unless you write it down. All right. And it's great to have you all. But ask your questions. Feel free. This is your window. That's that window. You know, the guidance has a window. If you don't act on the guidance, that window closes, and then other guidance comes through, okay? But what if you took advantage of that guidance before that window closed? What did you miss? You guys have missed so much. It really is time to stop missing it. You will know that you're always being guided, and you are never alone, because every moment of your day you're going to see, oh, there it is again, and again, and again, and again. It's obvious what I need to do. Did I say the word obvious? Yes. Right now you might be perplexed and go, well, I don't know what that is. What is that? It's not obvious to you yet. But as you continue to write it down, document what's coming through that's unusual and out of the ordinary, your dreams, all of it. Write it down. It will become obvious to you what's going on in your life and where it's pointing you to go. Go ahead, Ray.
Yep, Heather says you are right. She's going to start writing again because she knows that when she starts to connect, again, she's ready to help others with their help that they need. That's right. You have to what? Put on your what?
You say that.
You have to put on your own oxygen mask first before you can help anybody else.
It's so true.
Okay, Carol Joyce Berger says, so great to catch you live. Yes, it is. Mary says, I didn't ask that question very well, so thank you for deciphering it and answering so eloquently.
Who said this?
Mary Jan.
Mary Jan, yeah.
And Mary Jan,
that's from your guides. This comes through me, you guys, okay?
Isn't it interesting how people meet other people, how there's no accidents? If you look at the people who are on this list tonight,
yeah.
Mary Jan and Joyce Berger. Mary Jan found out about Linda
yeah.
when she stayed at Joyce's Airbnb up in Sedona, and Linda's book guided was on the nightstand. Small world.
Isn't that something? And it changed Mary Jan's life.
Right.
This is how this book works. This book has its own powers, I'm telling you. The hands it's landed in, unbelievable. All right.
Okay, Heather says, it's lovely to say that you care about all of us here.
Well, it's something that because I've experienced it from my guides. You guys, when I was 20 months old and my mom almost killed me, and when I woke up in that puddle of water, I didn't even expect to wake back up in this world. And I was terrified to find myself still here. You know, that says something about the other world, the one we came from. It's not scary to move on from this dimension to where we go next. You know, it's really not. But when that happened, that's when I learned about how they believed in me, my guides believed in me more than I believed in myself, until that happened. When I asked for help and they showed up all around me, and they looked down at me, calmly looking down at me, them, all around me, they were calm as they looked at me. It answered so many questions. I knew they believed in me more than I believed in myself up to that point. And then I had it. I had it for myself. It's all about, it's almost like I hold space for you guys as I do these each week. I hold space for you guys as I do Linda's Weekly Guided Insights, write these books, show up for my live events, in my coaching sessions. I hold space for you guys so you guys can realize yourself. You will not believe in yourself until you realize it for yourself. It has to come from you, not from me. But I believe in you, and I hold that space for you until you're able to do it. It's like getting your sea legs under you. You're bringing yourself back into this world. And it's no longer frightened because this part of you in this world isn't hard on you anymore, causing it to retreat. Now it's gentle and it wants to work with you. It doesn't want you to go anywhere again. It doesn't want you to retreat. It wants the connection with you. You're tired of living this life dragging a leg because you're not all in one piece. You're only in this world. No wonder you're scared. No wonder you're confused. No wonder you're hurt so much of the time. You're looking for something. You're looking for that love. You're looking for the real thing. That's what this wants.
That's what you forgot when you came here.
But it didn't go anywhere. It's still right here. It's just that you forgot. All right. So I believe in you more than you believe in yourself, but you're going to pull this off. And then you're going to know what this feels like, you guys. And then you're going to have the power to help somebody else that doesn't understand it yet. All right.
We have a couple comments that are kind of alike. Kimberly says she's still having a problem knowing what's holding her back. It's just like I got this new car, and I'm now freaking out about how I'm going to pay for it. LOL, even though I know that my guides will help me make the payments. That's right. You wouldn't have had it presented to you if it wasn't supposed to be in your life. And that ties into Anna Mae's comment. Anna Mae's with us.
I want to answer you on that, Kim.
Hold on. I listen to my guidance, but sometimes I find it hard to let go of the fear. Just go with the flow.
And then
Is that how she ended it?
And she doubts herself.
Okay. Right.
There's
okay.
doubt in both of those comments.
Okay, I don't think that there's... okay, Kimberly, let me take that one on first. You have this new car. Well, the car represents freedom and transportation and moving forward.
Yes.
And what's scaring you, Kimberly, I told you this before, it had to be months ago that I mentioned it in one of these. I brought light to the fact that you're not going to stay where you are. You're going to be leaving where you are. And there's your car. There's your reliable transportation to take you where you're going to go. There it is. It's beginning to show up. It's showing up. And you know what it's doing? It's scaring you. You're calling it something else. You're saying, oh, the car scares me because maybe I can't afford it. Well, that just means that you think you're not good enough. And that's not true. What the car is really scaring you, with the fact that you got this car, is that it will take you out of that environment, out of that, and move you on with your life. Now, what does that look like?
Yeah.
What the heck is that? Well, okay. Keep writing down what's going on with you. Write down, document. I bought a car today, and this is how it made me feel. And this is what I realized. And this is the action I think I'm going to take. Even if you don't take it, a little action. Write it down. Okay, keep the writing going. You're going to see what it is. What do we have, Ray?
Okay, Anna Mae says...
oh, yeah, Anna Mae.
Same thing. She listens to her guidance, but sometimes she finds it hard to let go of the fear and just go with the flow because she doubts herself.
Right, I understand that. Okay, Anna Mae, Do you have this book? Get this book, Anime. Did you hear me? Right? Get this book.
I think the neighbors heard you there.
Yeah, I mean, part 3, start documenting what's going on with you 15 minutes a day.
The odd and unusual things. Especially.
I will tell you something. You are halfway there.
Right.
Don't sputter out now, okay? Follow through and do the work and write in your journal 15 minutes a day. Peace and quiet, no phones, no TV, no internet, no kids screaming and yelling or dogs barking or I don't know. Get in the car, drive 2 blocks down the street and write in your journal. Then come back home if that's what you have to do.
Okay, here's a good observation. Kimberly, you get guidance from the guides and you follow it and something good happens.
Right.
As a result. Well, why do people always feel that things will go wrong after something good happened?
Because you think you made the decision and not them.
Right.
Even when you follow their guidance, you could cringe going, ooh, could I really trust that? I seem like I'm going on blind faith. I feel like I don't have any footing underneath me, like I'm just, going for the ride. I'm along for the ride here. You kind of are sometimes, all right? The way you're gonna cool that down, not completely alleviate it, but cool it down somewhat, is to document what's going on in your life on a day-to-day basis. You've got to write it down, you guys. It's going to be, otherwise this stuff will drive you nuts, okay? You're going to constantly, fight back and forth and not make the connection because you don't trust yourself.
Right.
That's the problem. Until you start documenting what's going on with you and you can look back and review what you wrote, can you even begin to trust yourself? And guess what happens next? The next thing that happens when you really trust yourself is this connection you have with your guides is a byproduct of that. You don't have to go looking for it. You don't have to ask for it. You don't have to create it in your mind. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to do anything. It's right there. You're going to get it all the time. Now, can you imagine what your life's going to be like when it's coming through from like it does for me all day long, all the time? How's your life going to be? Well, I got to tell you, sometimes I get information from the guides where I go, whoa, oh, I feel that one coming, oh, and then I write it down, and then I tell Ray, I go, I got some news for you, Ray, got a little precursor on what's coming up. We need to brace ourselves for this, all right? And Ray is on my side. Ray gets what this is about. He knows when I come to him and I tell him these things that I'm not messing around, it's guidance, okay? And then there's a lot of times it's just, do this morning, the first thing you get up, do this, follow through on that, make sure you call that person, you do this. And these are things I didn't even think of doing. But guidance just comes through all day long. We are in this together, me and my guides. We co-create my life. Okay, they learn from me like I learned from them, and they take the struggle out of my life. All right.
Okay. Who else joined us? Stephanie Lomax Canfield. Welcome.
Welcome, Stephanie.
Great to see you.
Glad to have you.
Please join us again. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
Anna Mae says she is going to.
Oh God.
Write everything down.
Yeah.
And Kimberly says she's growing by leaps and bounds. She's already filled up almost one whole journal by the time the journey started.
Kimberly, you have done amazing. But guess what you get for your graduation present? You get a new car.
Yeah.
And it makes you nervous because it's not that you think logically, you're telling yourself logically that you don't think you can make the payments. You're terrified that maybe something will happen and you can't make the payments. Really, what you're afraid of, remember what I said? It's where the car is going to take you. That's what's scary, because this is not like the way you've lived your life before. You haven't lived a connected life before. You got this, you've come a long way, and now it's time to go into action, and you're taking the action, but where it's going to keep taking you, it's going to keep pushing you to your limits. By the way, I want all of you to go to my website, lindadeir.com, and put in pushed
to the limit.
No,
to your limits.
Hand me that page over there. That whole thing. That stack, Ray. Behind the notepads. No, that's not what I want, Ray. It's on the. Thank you.
There we go.
That's what I need.
There's a lot of papers in this office.
There's a lot of notes.
Remember that Xerox?
I really want. Okay, I really want to bring this to your attention. Just a minute. This is important. This is important for tonight. So you guys don't expect things just to be, easy. Following guidance takes some time to get masterful at this. Okay. Okay. We have it here. It's called Pushed to Your Limits. Just go into the little search box, and put in Pushed to Your Limits. And you're going to wind up on that blog post, that was one of Linda's weekly guided insights from, I don't know, a while ago. Oh, last October. Look at me. My memory is unbelievable. You want to read that because the guidance will push you to your limits. Expect to be pushed to your limits. And that blog post is going to talk about what's involved in that. It's a quick read, and there's a video there.
You really don't even know what you're capable of until you get pushed to your limits.
You don't. But it's not about resisting it. The minute we slam on the brakes because we're scared, we're not used to trusting like this. The minute we do that, that's when the struggle starts. Okay, the struggle. But I got to tell you, if you don't slam on the brakes, if you just go for the ride, man, just say, okay, I can do this. I got this. I'm on this. I'm in this with you. Let's go. Okay? And you just go there. Okay, the only way you're going to be able to do it is having the reinforcement of writing down what's been going on with the guidance coming to you so far. It's the only way you're going to have the guts to move that way. And when you do, the rewards are out of this world. Out of this world. Nothing like if you kept tapping the brakes, going, oh, I don't know. No, we're using your car as an example here, Kim. Okay, if you start tapping those brakes and you start, oh, I don't know, I'm scared. If you're scared, write it down. If you're excited, write it down. If you think you got it and you think that guidance is write it down. Write it all down. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. You're going to see it. You're not going to be scared anymore. You're going to accelerate the process, and you're going to step out of a large part of the struggle. It will take you some time to learn not to do that.
Yeah. You never know why you got pushed to your limits. I mean, I was pushed to my limits when I lived in Austin, and I got fired from my job.
Yes, you were, Ray.
I had just moved to Austin.
But wait a minute. If he had been writing it down, if Ray had been writing down what was coming, what preceded that layoff.
I didn't write it down, but I remember telling my ex-wife about 2 or 3 months before I got fired. I told her one morning when I was going out to work, I said, I have the feeling I'm going to get fired.
There you go.
Now, is that guidance?
How did it feel, Ray, when you got that?
I was scared.
Sure. Okay.
And then 2 or 3 months later, I get fired.
You write it down. Of course it scares you. Of course it does. Okay?
So I thought the same things that Kimberly's thinking. Oh, how am I going to... I had a big house. I had 3 cars. I had this and that.
A kid?
And we, and big mortgage, and I'm going, wow, am I going to have to move again? Am I going to, I got job offers to move, to Massachusetts, to California, and I mean, that's all scary.
Yeah.
And so I didn't. I followed my instinct, my gut feeling.
But wait. That's right. But Ray was stalled out for 6 months?
Yeah, 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, he's out there stunned. Okay, that didn't need to happen. Had Ray written down 2 months before he got laid off, fired, if he had kept writing down what was going on, not only would he have anticipated it, but he would have welcomed it. Okay, there's no accidents, you guys. Life really does look out for us. We take it wrong. We feel so shocked and put off when something happens because we didn't control it, because it doesn't leave us in the life that we have, even if we're not happy in it. And it doesn't disrupt us. We hate being disrupted. We hate change. We don't like it. But that's what pushed to your limits. That's why you're here. You're here to be pushed to your limits. You're here. That's how you find out who this is, who this really is, what this came here to do. Okay?
You don't know who you are or what you're capable of until you get pushed to your limits. I had never worked for myself like you. You'd worked for yourself ever since you were 19. I'd always had a job. I had 3 jobs at once a lot of times.
Right.
But starting my own business, that was scary.
That was a leap.
That was scary.
That was scary for you.
I mean, I was 40 years old at that time. And what happened?
I got to tell you something, though. I got to say this about Ray. If Ray hadn't taken that leap and walked into, he started his own business. He tripled his income in the first year. It worked out really well. He was being guided to go that way. Okay, it scared him, terrified him, but he still did it. Okay, that's what it feels like. You feel alive when you do that. And I will tell you that if Ray didn't have that under his belt where he had that experience as someone who started their own business, who owned their own business, who ran their own business, he and I never could have connected, because that's all I know. I couldn't have been with somebody who was still, terrified to take a chance. I don't look at it like taking a chance, you guys. When you read this blog post, Push to Your Limits, you're going to find out that risk is overrated. It's overrated. When they go, oh, that's risky. Oh, you're going to take that chance. No, that's just living. That's just getting on the ride and going there and being all in on that thing. And you know what? What's going to happen to you? Are they going to kill you? No, they're not going to hurt you.
And the guys would never have come to me when I lived in Chicago and said, well, you know what? We're going to have you move. You and your family are going to have you move all the way to Texas, to Austin, Texas, and you're going to take this wonderful job, but you're not going to have it for very long because you're going to get fired, and then maybe you'll start your own business. I'm like, are you crazy? I'll stay here where it's cold.
You would have done that.
Probably.
You think you would have choked up, right?
You probably would have choked. That's why they don't tell you too far in advance, but here's a good observation. Barbara Ann. Hi, Barbara Ann. Welcome. Any advice, this is a Linda question, any advice on how you get started with interacting with your guides if one is emotionally exhausted and trying to get back on track?
Okay. That's actually the perfect time and the perfect place to start. Because your full life force, where you were all in on you, just in this world, where you thought you had everything under control, where you were comfortable, that's not happening. You're emotionally exhausted. Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Emotionally exhausted. You're finally worn out. You're finally tired. You can't fight it anymore. That's the beauty of being in that spot. I'm working with a lot of people right now in my coaching practice that are right where you are. It is where the opportunities are, because you're out of the way. You don't have the energy to fight it anymore and keep what was just okay, just mediocre, just, all right, going anymore. You can't do it anymore. So that's especially a perfect time for you to start working with this, because you're not in the way. Start writing 15 minutes a day, My Guided Journey. Get this book. This part 2 is about going back to your early life, and I've got a video for every chapter in part 2. There's 18 chapters in part 2. Where you've got to watch the video. It's right in the book. It tells you right where to go to find that link on my website, and watch the video that's associated with each chapter of part 2 before you start taking the journey, before you start writing out what happened in your early life. You gotta watch the video first, because I will say that you will not have the right mindset around starting to go back and recover, restore yourself, bring yourself back into the picture, so it's not just you in this world without anything to rely on. You're not connected. You are missing. Just a fraction of you is here, surviving. That's not you. That's just a little tiny piece of you that's hanging on by a thread. That's not you. So you've got to start going back, take the journey, and find out what hurt you back there, what caused you to retreat, what caused you to live so much of your life without you.
That's right.
I believe in you guys more than you believe in yourself.
Yep.
And I remind you who you are. I don't tell you who that is, but I remind you. And when you write it down in your journal every day, you take that 15 minutes in part 3, and you write down what's going on in your life, you're going to see it on the pages. You're going to go, oh my God, this is me. This is who I am. This is what I want. This is where I'm going. This is why I'm here. Okay, go ahead, Ray.
Vivian. Hello, Vivian. Vivian says, what you are saying about change being revealed to you in advance, like, I think I'm going to get fired,
Right.
is so profound.
It's going to show up, you guys. You can't miss it when you write it down, please. When you write it down, the pain will stop. In the beginning, when you write it down, you're going to keep going. Part 3, your day-to-day life, 15 minutes a day. Write down what's unusual and out of the ordinary. Write down, he's walking out the door. I have a feeling I'm going to get fired. Write it down. Don't be afraid of what you just wrote down. Oh, I don't want to believe that. I don't want that to happen. Write it down. Okay, this is your friend. This is the best friend that you have right now, is writing this stuff down, because this is going to show you exactly what's going on.
If I was in
You're not going to be surprised anymore. You're not going to walk through life going, I didn't see it coming. Yes, you did.
Of course you did.
You saw it coming. You didn't want to see it. Oh, I don't want to think
convenient.
I don't want to know that. Oh, that sounds bad. See the word bad? That's not bad. Was that bad that Ray lost his job? It was kind of bad that he let it, scare him like it did, and he froze up for about 7 months. But was it bad that he started his own business and tripled his income in the first year? No. But did it take a lot of work? Yes, it did. So you've got to be willing. You feel my energy? You've got to have a lot of this energy. And when you do this and you take these steps and you belly up to the bar and you do it, okay? You know what the guides are going to do? What did they do with me throughout Guided? They kept jacking up my energy. They kept amping me up. They kept sending me more, as if I didn't have enough already. But here's some more, Linda, And I'm just saying that you're not going to have anything that you don't need when you follow this guidance. But you're the one in the way. You're the one you don't trust. So you've got to start writing this down so you can begin to trust yourself. I believe in you more than you believe in yourself, because you don't trust yourself yet.
If I would have known back there in those days when I said, I think I'm going to get fired, if I would have known then what I know now, I would have written on that big board I had in my office, please tell me what day you're going to fire me so I can start making plans.
Yeah, well, you didn't even need to know that, Ray.
Nope.
The minute you got the information that you're going to get fired, it was time to start making plans.
I did.
You did?
I did.
What did you do?
I started taking my Rolodex of contacts off my computer. And that's what started my next business.
Okay, there you go. So he did take action along the way because he believed what he felt.
And that was guidance. You know why? Because the day I got fired and they called me in with the VP of HR and the VP of Marketing and said, Ray, we're letting you go. By the time I got back to my office, my computer was down off the network.
Whoa, it would have all been gone.
All been gone. So there's guidance. Follow your guidance. Ray, you got this feeling in your gut feeling in your stomach that you're going to get fired, so you better take all that information of all the thousands of people you know.
That's called follow through.
Off your computer.
And you know what? The guides already knew he was going to start his own business, or that never would have come into his head. That's what guidance feels like. It gives you the information. Ooh, I have a feeling I'm going to get fired. The next thing, how long did it take for you to do that after you got that feeling and you told your wife that you felt that?
It was about 3 months till I got fired.
Okay, that's not my question.
Okay.
How long did it take from the moment you felt that feeling at 3 months?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that you were going to get fired. So you didn't tell her until a month later. Okay, so 3 months. When did you start grabbing the
contacts?
Yes.
Right away. Yay, right. And that's what allowed me to start my own business.
You guys, this is how it works. Now, was that struggle? No, a little fear, because he wasn't used to this guidance and moving on it. He wasn't used to working with it. He wasn't used to all that. But you know what Ray had? Ray believed in himself just enough to take the action. Had he not taken that action to get his contacts together before they let him go, and he walks into the office and the computer's gone. Okay, if he had not taken that action and followed through with it, push to your limits. Go to that blog post and read that blog, share that blog post too. That's a smoking blog post. It's a short one, but boy, it gets right to the point. It helps you get through this, you guys.
Okay.
It helps you understand what to expect. Guidance doesn't want to freak you out, but guidance it is what it is. They tell you what it is. They don't worry about you being able to handle it. Of course you can. And by the way, those are their words.
Yeah, they'll never give you anything you can't handle. So you can't be afraid of it.
No,
and all this about getting your attention.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been within the last year that the guys are having trouble getting my attention. And then one morning, I walked into the bathroom and I was getting ready to brush my teeth. And remember, they slapped the glass on my hand?
Oh, this was amazing. I
had a full cup of cold water, and all of a sudden,
it's like somebody hit the bottom of
the bottom of the glass, and it flew up all over my face, all over the counter, all over the mirror, all over the floor.
What was going on? I'll share it with you guys. It was about 1.5 years ago, and Ray was fighting me on something I needed him to understand, that we were doing it in this project. And he kept fighting me, and he kept resisting it, and he was doing all kinds of things to get around it, and I didn't understand why he was doing that. And I said, man, I don't know how I'm going to get through to you, Ray, but if you're not willing to get it, then I just have to trust that you're going to see it for yourself. And the guides slapped him with a big glass of water right in his face. And went all over the place.
All over the place, a big glass of water.
And Ray got the hint.
Yeah, do you think that was guidance? I'm a slow learner sometimes.
Sometimes Ray gets stubborn, and they come at him, and they don't do anything radical, but they do enough to get his attention. And they, did they get your attention, Ray?
Ray got my attention.
Yeah, on more than one occasion, by the way, with Ray.
All right. So I want to thank everybody that's new that joined us.
We love having you tonight. And what we're going to do is we do these every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. So. Don't miss it. I mean,
Pacific.
We get into this. We're going to do the closing message from the guides on tonight's event, which is, how do you know that you are not alone and always being guided? They're going to close this up, all right? But before that happens, I'm going to announce a few things. Next Tuesday, November 12th, join me right here on my Facebook page, just like tonight, a week from now. Linda, Deir author. This will be the same Q&A and commentary with me and my spirit guides at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So don't miss it. In Linda's weekly guided insights for that week, my spirit guides will be talking about don't let life take your life. How does life take your life? It starts by doing things your heart is not into. You look around and feel that life is not only passing you by, but you're not getting anything out of it. It used to seem okay to live a mediocre life because all your friends and family were doing it. You reasoned that if the people you are associating with appeared to be somewhat happy, then you must be okay with that too. So why don't you feel okay? What is it inside you that is nagging you and gnawing away at your peace of mind? What are you doing wrong? Join us next Tuesday to find out. And mark your calendars. No, I mean, make sure you register for our event this coming Saturday.
Yeah, the 9th.
It moves so quickly. This coming Saturday, November 9th, Ray and I will be live on location in Phoenix, Arizona at Storm Wisdom from 1 to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This event is about knowing what to do and when to do it with the help of your spirit guides. Of course, with the help of your spirit guides.
It sounds like a whole course on decision making there.
Yeah, it does. With Linda Deir, Ray Hawley, along with those who attend on location with us. It's a free event for those who attend on location live. You can also attend this event live streaming and watch it on demand for 30 days after it's over for just $9.95. So register, because seating is limited. We are filling these up, by the way. These are going real well. To watch the video trailer and register for this event, click on the link in the description of this video. Okay, and so I want to mention this too. To be all you came here to be, find a way to support those who have made a difference in your life. Share this video if I have made a difference in yours. All right.
I have to say something. When you join us on Tuesday nights, a lot of people, say, this is great, I love this tonight, but if you haven't seen Linda live in front of a crowd, you haven't seen anything. I know some of you like...
This is great, you guys. I mean, everybody that comes to these is like absolutely amazed, over the top.
Like Mary Jan.
Inspired, yes.
Mary Jan lives in Michigan. She came down for, not the last one, but the one before that. She flew down here to Phoenix.
Right.
And to make it, but the live events are in front of a live crowd and has Linda working one-on-one with the crowd, and there's a lot of breakthroughs. And
we use the journal, you guys, every bit of the way. We use the journal because this is how you do it. This is how you walk away with something that you can use to materialize all this, so you can put it into action, all right?
So basically what this is, on Saturday, is a 2-hour coaching session with Linda. Now, if you had a 2-hour coaching session with Linda, that would cost them $400. $200 an hour for the people. A lot of people have had coaching sessions,
right?
More than one,
right? But
to get Linda's attention for 2 hours for less than $10 is amazing.
Yeah, it's really,
you'll really learn a lot.
What happens when you guys work with me? Here's how this really goes down, and then we're going to do the closing message for tonight. What happens is, you hear me talk to you in all these many ways. You hear me explain how this works in all these many ways. You get clearer and clearer and stronger and more confident, and you get to know who you are even more, and the consequences, you expect them. You don't run from them. You're not terrified to live your life anymore. You are present. You are connected. You are being guided, and you know you are never alone. Never, never. All right. That's what you walk away with. You walk away with something so strong, and you know who that is, what that is? That's you. That's you walk away with. You are amazing. You are amazing. It's just that you guys have been scared out of your life. This life scared you out of it, and I unscare you out of it. Okay?
What else is amazing, and I don't know if they can see it on their end, but all during the session tonight, there was an orb floating around behind you.
Really?
In this area over here, just intermittently, coming on, coming off, coming on, coming off.
You know what? And we're going to do the closing message. That's fascinating.
Yep.
Let us know in the stream if you guys saw that.
Right.
Okay. Let us know what you saw. And the guides are going to close the message. And would you please, because Ray doesn't make stuff up. He doesn't do that. Would you please also tell us what Ray's talking about, what happened tonight, in addition to the closing message? This ought to be interesting, about how do you know you are not alone and always being guided.
You are always receiving our guidance. The guidance is in the signs and the signals you get each day that you may or may not think are important or relevant. Everything we send you is relevant. Nothing is insignificant. It's only made insignificant if you miss it or doubt it and don't remember it.
Or get it and you don't act on it.
Right. Because we often do not give you everything at once. Many times that would be too much. You get pieces of guidance that if you don't write them down, you won't see the connection between each one. However, after writing everything down for 1 month, you will be amazed at what you are receiving.
And what about this orb? Come back, Ray.
What about the orb?
Yeah. On the set tonight.
A reminder that we are always with you.
I love it. You guys, so did anyone see it? Did anyone leave anything on this?
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. Mary Jan says, I saw something over your shoulder, over your left shoulder. Yeah, we're going to have to rewatch the video.
That's interesting, you guys. Share the video. Share what we did tonight. All right? Share it with your friends.
Joyce says, love you. Love you guys.
Joyce, next time you come down to Phoenix, let us know.
Let us know.
All
And if
right.
anybody's going to Sedona,
We would love
Joyce has a wonderful Airbnb.
Joyce does.
Yep.
Yeah, if anybody any of you watching this want to know about Joyce's B&B, just get together with her. There she is right there on the stream.
Carol Joyce Berger.
She'd be happy to share it with you. She's a worldly woman. She's beautiful. She's a great host. You'll love Joyce.
Everybody loves Joyce.
Everybody does. Yeah.
Okay.
She's fun.
She is fun.
Okay, you guys, like always, we love having you on Tuesdays. Don't miss next week. And sign up for the weekend. We're almost there. Sign up for the online streaming of this event. It's in the description of the video.
Yeah,
So
even
look
if you
for it.
can't, even if you can't watch it from 1 to 3 Arizona time while it's happening, you get to watch it up to 30 days, as many times as you want. After it's over.
Knowing what to do and when to do it with the help of your spirit guides.
That would be handy.
Okay, that's critical.
All right. Good night, everybody. Be kind.
Good night.